Coming to you live from the White Picket Studios in Houston, Texas, this is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Welcome to the Realty Ruckus out of the White Picket Realty Studios. I am your host, Alan Hernandez. Sitting next to me, your producers, David Bonilla, Gibran Hernandez. We are here to make sure your business, your real estate business, is growing right alongside with ours. Don't forget that we are on every Tuesday and Thursday from 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. and that we love your comments, questions, concerns down below. Make sure you throw us a big old thumbs up, a heart, and share this with anyone out there who you think needs to hear about real estate and growing their business. Now, before we get started with today's show, I want to tell you guys a little bit about my trip because I just
hear it.
I
just got back.
I literally just got back from DC. I got back last night. I got to the house like at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So I was able to just get a couple hours of sleep in and get up and get back to it, get back to work, man. But man, it was such an amazing trip. In this trip, I actually got a little bit of a chance to do a little bit of sightseeing. So we spent about a day touring the museums.
Oh, what'd you see?
Man, so there's probably maybe 15 to 20 museums all within walking distance.
I love
which
that
ones
part,
did you go
man.
to?
So a lot of them are named the Smithsonian. Actually,
they're all the Smithsonian.
All of them are
They're all
named
the
the Smithsonian,
Smithsonian,
and you
Did
just
you go
gotta
natural history,
pick
aviation?
one. But the one that I really liked was the American Art Museum.
Okay.
And we spent 2 hours.
This guy
there.
picked
Wait,
the, like-
no, it was like
this guy picked the most
it was like
boring
3
one.
hours.
I know, man. They have the
There's an aviation museum?
one, which is badass.
The aviation museum
They have
was not
rockets
good.
hanging from the
First of all, let me.
ceiling.
It
The
really
aviation
wasn't.
one is awesome.
They're all made out of like paper mache, so no,
No, they're
that
not.
wasn't.
Dude,
That
you were
wasn't
tripping.
it. No, that one, and then there was a modern art museum. Is that what the one it was? The modern art museum was by far my favorite.
Okay.
They
it makes him feel fancy. It makes him feel like he's moderno. He's like, I totally love this modern stuff. This is totally my flavor.
No, not at all. It was just really interesting. I mean, you couldn't walk anywhere in the entire museum without just being captivated by something modern. On top of that.
Just like me.
All right. But besides that, we actually got some good work done. If you guys who follow our show don't know, we're part of an organization called NAHREP, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. And so we were out there in force. There were several hundred of us out there.
That's really cool.
And we got an opportunity to get together, learn about what policy changes are important or happening in the market right now.
Yeah.
We put together a really amazing report on the state of Hispanic home ownership. We brought all of that information and literally handed it to the people that make our laws, which we got a chance to actually sit down with.
You guys meet a few congressmen?
Yeah, so we got a
Nice.
chance to sit down with not a few, approximately 50 congressmen.
Oh, wow.
And it was really amazing. It was one of the most I don't know what this. I don't know
What was the forum for the meeting like? Was it like one of those big conference tables, or was it in a big, like at the Senate room?
No. I was expecting that, and everybody. So the way that they work it's really neat. So everyone that's going to go meet with congressmen meets early in the morning, and we all meet in one big giant room, and we talk about the policies that are important to us, and what issues are at hand, and how we would like those issues to be reformed. And then everyone splits into groups of approximately 4 to 6 people, and they're assigned a congressman to go visit. So it's pretty cool. And then you they have the schedules already set up for all the congressmen, so they've already set up those appointments. And you literally walk into these buildings, which is really it's kind of weird because you have to stand in line to get into the buildings because they check you for everything. I mean, you got to.
Well, yeah,
it's kind of like going
like
into
a federal government.
It's kind of like going
building.
through like the airport, right? And then once you get in there, you're literally. I mean, you're walking down these endless halls, and there's doors everywhere, and you finally find your specific congressman's office, and it's just like a regular office. It's just there's a little entryway, and there's a receptionist, and it looks like 2 conference rooms. You can see a little pit in the back with people like typing away and
staffers.
And so
that's the staff sound.
And then you get there and you sit down, and we sat down in just like a regular little circle table. It was like it was a small room, and we started by just going over the issues that we needed to.
So what did you guys talk about? What were the issues?
So number one being immigration reform for the DACA recipients. That was really important. And what we found, what we really wanted to deliver on was the importance of how it would affect the economy if those 1.8 million DACA recipients did not have the ability to legalize. And actually there was an organization, Cato Institute, that found or projected that there would be a loss of about $215 billion in GDP for the United States if those people weren't allowed to actually legalize. So we brought all that information and we're literally handing it to these congressmen, and even the congressman was like, wow, this is really amazing. I didn't get a chance to see it from the bottom line perspective. So we got into that. We talked about the fact that there is a shortage in housing inventory, which is crazy, because we're getting ready to, in a little bit, to talk about how FEMA is going to affect some of that here in Houston as well. So stay tuned, because that's coming up here shortly. But we talked a little bit about that. We talked about the fact that people don't have access to enough credit right now. So yes, people want to buy houses, but the credit system is kind of screwy. You know, there's people out there who just don't believe in taking on debt, and they have zero credit, but they won't qualify. So they actually have to go out there and take on debt to get qualified so that they can start building a credit history, a credit profile. And generally that can take a little while. So we got to that. We got to tax reform, and then we talked about disaster relief, which was really important because that's really big for us. That affected us here in Houston.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we threw out some ideas on how the homeowners could actually get some relief here in Houston, Puerto Rico, Florida, California.
California has the fires.
With the fires, and we threw out some ideas on how we could help those residents and keep them from getting into what's kind of impending, which is foreclosure for a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. We're going to be talking about that on the other side of the break.
Absolutely. So when we get back, let's talk about that. Let's talk about disaster relief for all those clients, and let's talk about what FEMA is getting ready to do, which is going to change the way that the market works here in Houston. You definitely want to stay in tune for this. We'll be right back. You're on the Realty Ruckus. Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey guys, Alan here. Are you a home investor in need of house plans and permit expediting services? If so, Houston Plans and Permits is your local one-stop shop. They have over 15 years of professional design experience and have a strong team of knowledgeable permitting expediters to service all of your projects. Please contact them by calling them at 281-372-1555. Again, 281-372-1555. Or visit them at their website, plansandpermits.com. Again, that's www.plansandpermits.com.
Hey Houston real estate agents, this is Alan Hernandez, broker at White Picket Realty. I want to let you know that when you're ready to stop working your real estate career and start building a real estate business, Team WPR is a place to be. Not only do we offer real results, real support, and real branding, but furthermore, 80 to 100% commissions of your hard-earned money going back to you. So make sure you reach out to us. Join at teamwpr.com. Again, that's join, Join, at teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. So we were just talking about Washington, D.C. We were talking about regulations, reform, a lot of things that are happening on a national level. But we really want to get into what's happening here on a local level because we are from Houston, and this show is Houston-based.
Absolutely.
Right.
And in the last 3 years, Houston has seen 3 500-year floods.
So you say that this show is Houston-based, but I want to give a big shout-out to our fans out there who are watching, because
Absolutely.
as I was in D.C., I actually had several people in the industry approach me and say, hey, I watch your show. And so big shout out to you guys who are watching. This next portion of the show is all about Houston, but we love all of our viewers out there who watch across the United States.
It is about Houston, and it isn't, because you have to remember there's been 3 major disasters in the last 4 years. You've got Hurricane Sandy that hit New Jersey, devastated the East Coast. Then after that, you had Hurricane Harvey, and then you had Irma, who wiped out a huge chunk of Puerto Rico.
And then the fires going on in California
and then the fires in California. So you've got a lot of major disasters going on all over the place. And one thing that people keep forgetting is there's not enough money there to actually fund the repairs of everything.
Yeah.
So before we get into talking about how Houston is going to change some regulations, I want to talk a little bit about the impending crisis that we're about to face that's going to really look a lot like 2006, 2007.
Well, here's what's really happening, and here's where people are going to miss the ball. And for the viewers that are watching this, this is a good opportunity for you to really pay attention and help your clients and find a way to help them now before it's too late. When Harvey hit, everyone reached out to their mortgage companies and asked for some sort of special program, a disaster relief type program. Most of those programs were simply a program where they delayed payments.
Yeah, for about 6 months, I think.
Generally about 6 months.
Yeah, and it wasn't even delayed payments. It was defer the payments to the back end of the loan.
But the interest still
accrued on the loan. So it didn't really change. All it did was extend your loan out that many months out.
Well,
while interest continued to accrue.
Few people did that. Most of the people got a scenario where at the end of those 6 months they have to pay those 6 months worth of payments. So now they
that's
so
insane.
What's the point?
That's
Each
right.
month you got to be saving it up anyways.
That's right. So so most of those people, of course, don't have the money, because the money that they were saving on their mortgage, now they've gone out and spent on finding a new place to live or doing something else with it, right? And then here's the other thing: 80% of those people didn't have insurance.
Yeah.
So now they have a house. Now they have this huge payment that's getting ready to be due at the end of this month. And they're looking at each other and saying, what's going to happen next? I don't have the money to fix it. I don't have the money to pay it. So guess what's next? Foreclosure. And that's what we're trying to talk about
And
today.
you say that it only affects the people without insurance. And that's actually not true, because I know some people that had insurance. They had flood insurance. But their mortgage company, because they're written on there as the mortgagor, that insurance check went straight to the mortgage company. And now the mortgage company is holding those checks hostage and saying, when we see work happening, we'll start giving you parts of this money back because we want to make sure that the house actually gets fixed.
Yeah.
And they're saying, we're protecting you. This is not about us. It's protecting you. We want to make sure that your funds get spent on actually fixing the house.
Yeah.
But the problem is these mortgage companies are giving these tiny little deposits, and then they're saying you get a second payment at 50%, which a lot of these are $100,000 plus in renovation.
Yeah,
so
which means the homeowner has to find some kind of way to make or
to float
pay
$50,000,
$50,000.
or you have to find a contractor who's willing to float $50,000 for you.
Which is not going to happen.
The last payment is the last $50,000, and it's at 100% completion. So now you have to do it again for the second half. So a lot of people, they can't find a contractor who'll do that. A lot of people, they can't find the funds to do that, and they're stuck in a scenario where they're like, I want to fix my house, but it's what comes first. I need to fix it to get the money, but I need the money to fix it. And so even those people are now facing situations where the bank is going, well, you're falling behind on your payments. Do you want to just take those payments out of the insurance settlement money?
Yikes.
And that's really dirty.
And Leo, one of our viewers, thanks for watching, Leo. He actually mentions that some in Friendswood, what he's experienced, have just walked away from their homes and have left everything behind, which we predicted would happen.
And so what we are predicting right now is that there's going to be a wave of foreclosures coming onto the market, and we as professionals have to be prepared for those. We have to be prepared to help the people to keep from going into foreclosure, and that's one of the things that we did this week is speak to the government about some sort of program to help them keep from losing their houses. But for those people that just simply cannot be helped, how we as professionals can help them. And then we have on top of all of this, top of this, now we have the city coming in.
And this is what really blows my mind because
this is going to be crazy.
I saw this proposal, and it was just a proposal by Mayor Sylvester Turner. He was basically saying, look, this is something I'm proposing. Nobody out in the general public thought that this would become real.
If you're an investor, listen up.
I was down there at the flood management office just a few days ago. And we're sitting there and we're going through some plans and we're talking about it. And I go, hey, what's up with that proposal for the 500-year floodplain?
Yeah, what is the proposal so our viewers know?
The proposal right now, if you have a house that's in the 100-year floodplain, you can only do 50% repairs of the actual value of the home. And that used to be really easy because you'd go in there and you'd submit this thing saying, look, this is all I'm going to spend, and they would just approve it.
Yeah.
But now they do a square footage calculation. So if you're below that square footage calculation, they'll actually come out to the house and check and see and do their own estimate and say, that doesn't match up.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not spending enough.
And so by capping it at that 50%, what they're saying is if you have to do more work than 50% of the value of the home, then we just feel like it's better to just tear it down and make you rebuild.
Or to elevate the home out of the 100-year floodplain, which is
what's
1
required
foot.
now.
And that's required right now. If your home is outside, it's in the 100-year floodplain, you can elevate it up a foot above that floodplain. The base flood elevation is what they call it. And now you're out of it. Now you're technically in the 500-year, right? Yeah. Well, the new proposal, and this is why I thought this is crazy, because
this is wild.
A giant chunk of Houston falls into this, which is the 500-year floodplain. That's 2 feet above the base flood elevation. What they're saying is they're going to apply the same rules from the 100-year floodplain to the 500-year floodplain.
Meaning that approximately, 70% of Houston is going to be required to raise their houses 2 feet?
If they choose to remodel or build new in those areas.
Yeah, they're saying that 89,000 homes will be affected by this.
Yep.
Wow.
89,000 homes will be affected by this rule change. And it's crazy because if you're an investor and you're out there buying and this new rule change goes into effect, now you've been looking for a 100-year floodplain. That's been the biggest deal. And everyone, that's something you check. If it's in a 500 or the floodplain X, you don't even look at it. You don't take 2 looks. Now you're going to have to start looking, oh crap, I'm in the 500 year?
Yeah.
Now
I might have to raise this house.
I might have to raise the house up in the 500 year.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the process of that. So you're an investor, you end up buying a foreclosed flood house per se, since we are tying all of this together.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you buy it and you're thinking you're getting one heck of a deal, right? And you're saying, well, it's in the 500 year floodplain.
What's
it may
the big
flood
deal?
again, but it may not. It's not in the 100-year floodplain. No big deal. I don't have to go through the flood department of the city of Houston.
Yeah.
Now with this proposal, there's a good chance that he may be thinking he's getting a real good deal, but now he has to worry about raising that house approximately 2 feet above.
Well, he'll have to go another foot above the base flood. He'll have to be 2 feet above. Now, well, here's the thing. There's individual houses that are in the 500 year, technically on the maps, but when you go out there and you actually measure their elevations, they're actually in the 100 year. So because neighborhoods go up and down.
Yeah, so those actually would have to be a whole 2 feet.
They would have to be a whole 2 feet up.
That's a lot of work.
So,
Leo actually asked about how much does it cost to elevate a home?
Oh, that's a really good question.
It can be really expensive. It really depends on how much you're elevating it.
The size
It depends on the size of the home, whether the home is on pier and beam, whether it's on a slab. It depends on what kind of mitigation to make you do, because as you elevate, what they want to make sure is you're not going to flood your neighbors.
Right. Yep.
So they want to see where's all the extra water going to run off to now that you've elevated it. So
before Harvey, I was getting quotes on raising a couple of houses, and it was running in the 50 to maybe 75,000 range,
including everything.
Including everything. After Harvey, we started seeing them in the 150. Up to about 250 for some of the larger homes.
And that's for the old rules. That's not even for what they're proposing now.
Yeah, so these new rules could just be they could be tragic.
Well, I mean,
for
let's
investors.
think about that. Let's say a guy buys a house for 150 grand. He's thinking he's getting one heck of a deal. It's worth maybe 300. Now he's got to drop another 150 into it to raise it, and on top of that, he's got to fix it and try to sell it. It's not going to happen.
It makes it really
he's
tough.
walked into a losing money scenario, and that's not just going to affect investors. That's going to affect homeowners.
Yeah,
I mean, we're already at a shortage for houses, guys.
Yes.
We have a real issue for any properties, any homeowners trying to buy under 350 grand. They are having one heck of a time.
And we were just talking about this because I said stupidly to David, I was like, there's plenty of houses in the 175 right outside the Beltway.
Yeah.
And David's like, no, that is incorrect. It doesn't happen anymore.
Those priced homes are up in my area. They're located near the landfill.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
literally
it's tough to find a house that is easily and readily available under about 300 grand.
And here's
really difficult.
The craziest part to me is, what are these neighborhoods going to look like when you've got all these homes that are like,
I don't even know.
Regular elevation home, 3 feet up in the air. Regular elevation, 2 feet up in the air.
Danny Garcia says, nope. What does that mean, Danny?
Yeah,
nope to what?
We appreciate the comment.
Well,
there,
here's
Danny.
the thing. He's probably saying, nope, there's no way this will pass. But this is where I'm going to throw this to you guys.
All right, let's see.
I talked to the floodplain management. This is almost 100% sure to pass. Like, they're already preparing for it down at the permitting office for the fact that they're going to get flooded with these applications on 500-year houses because they're like, this is going to pass.
Yeah.
They're increasing their staff. They're hiring more people. You don't
Oh,
do
yeah,
that.
Danny says nothing under 175. So he's agreeing
Oh,
with
he's
that.
agreeing, yeah.
No, and he knows he does a lot of
Guys, let me
his
tell you,
road
I
work
started
up
looking for more Airbnb properties.
More beer and
More B&B
Bro,
properties.
it's okay. We'll get a
I
beer
started
later.
looking for more Airbnb properties a little while ago, under 250 inside the loop, and I was looking for anything that was about 1,000 square feet. So I'm looking for little tiny
little
shacks,
bungalows
or
something.
I cannot find anything.
Golly.
I cannot find it. You just can't be it.
Unless you're probably in like David said, next to the landfill or
Yeah.
in a really
Yeah.
a really
ones
high crime
the
area.
The ones that I found
That's a
were
comment I
like,
got. 175 in the ghetto.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, if you haven't looked at pricing,
I'm not gonna say in the ghetto. That's racist.
That was a comment.
I'm gonna tell you something. One of the roughest parts of town is 610 in Colon. Everyone knows that.
It's one of the highest crime areas.
It's one of the highest
city.
crime rates in the city, and it's actually nationally known for being one of the toughest parts, one of the toughest neighborhoods to live in. We looked it up the other day. You can't buy a decent house for less than about 150 there right now.
You know what's crazy? Do you remember when somebody gave you $5,000 to take their house in that area?
Yes.
They paid you to take that house.
I was telling Brandon the other day that we used to buy and sell those for about 20 to 25 grand,
Insane.
like consistently. I mean,
Insane.
it was insane. Anyway, we have to take a quick commercial break. Thank you guys for all your questions, comments, and concerns, but we got to take a break. We'll be right back. You're on the Realty Ruckus. Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
Hey guys, Alan here. Are you a home investor in need of house plans and permit expediting services? If so, Houston Plans and Permits is your local one-stop shop. They have over 15 years of professional design experience and have a strong team of knowledgeable permitting expediters to service all of your projects. Please contact them by calling them at 281-372-1555. Again, 281-372-1555. Or visit them at their website, plansandpermits.com. Again, that's www.plansandpermits.com.
Hey Houston real estate agents, this is Alan Hernandez, broker at White Picket Realty. I want to let you know that when you're ready to stop working your real estate career and start building a real estate business, Team WPR is a place to be. Not only do we offer real results, real support, and real branding, but furthermore, 80 to 100% commissions of your hard-earned money going back to you. So make sure you reach out to us. Join at teamwpr.com. Again, that's join, Join, at teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we've had some really good conversation on today's episode.
Really
a lot of good chatting
going
today.
over, a lot of reform things that are going on nationally, a lot of very important things that are going on locally that could completely change the landscape. Because I've had a few people say to me, well, it doesn't matter. It's just a rental. I don't need to go through that. And I'm going, well, no, you still have to get that permit.
You still have to get permits.
Yeah.
If you're buying it as an investment.
And here's what people don't realize. Let's say you don't get your permits. What'll wind up happening is you'll either get a citation where you have to go to court and fight it and pay a huge fine, or you're going to get your utilities pulled. They'll come out there and they'll take your electric meter, they'll take your gas meter, they'll remove the water meter, and they'll take your utilities away.
The city of Houston has the ability to do that.
Yes, it's happened.
People don't realize that they can do that. They think, oh, I'll just pay a fine later, no big deal. No,
absolutely.
If they red tag you, they can actually come out there and really keep you from living there. Yeah. So don't mess around. And as you guys are going about your daily business, make sure that you stay on top of this, because if this passes, it's going to be a game changer for a lot of people. Builders are going to have a hard time paying the extra fees or costs.
Well, that's one of the things that the flood management office told me, is that pier and beam is going to be one of the primary things that by the next year, all homes, brand new homes, will likely have to be pier and beam if they're within the city of Houston.
I'm on board with that.
They're not going to allow slab on grade anymore.
But let me tell you something. You're on board with that, and really I am.
But as a builder, you're going to spend double to do a pier and beam home than you would a slab on grade.
What's the problem that we have right now with buyers? I mean, Danny just said it. He's got 20 buyers ready to buy right now, and he can't find them out.
He can't move them.
He can't move them. Why? Because they're buying in the lower price range. If your builder is having to spend double the amount on just setting the foundation, those costs have to get transferred down to the buyer.
Absolutely.
The buyer can already not afford that. So it just makes it even more of a problem.
A good example of that is there used to be Partners in Building. Everyone knows Partners in Building. Huge builder here in Houston. Partners in Building used to build affordable low-income housing. Then the city of Houston changed their regulations and said, from now on, when you put in an AC system, you have to meet these minimums. And it wasn't even the national minimum. It was the national plus 20% efficiency.
Wow.
And then they said on windows, the minimum plus 20% efficiency. So the city of Houston, we're greater. We have way better, higher standards for building.
Now you just priced everybody up.
But all you did was increase the cost on all those low-income houses. And now you can't even build a low-income house in Houston.
More of a problem.
Yeah.
And now the buyers that are out there that really want to buy, that are the ones that are injecting money into the economy, can't buy. So it's causing more issues.
Well, who's down to start building tiny houses then?
Hey man, tiny houses on like a few blocks, right? Like
just one big pier and beam foundation, just a bunch of fucking tiny houses up there.
Seriously, if this continues, that may be an option.
You may be onto something. A shared slab, a shared foundation,
and a bunch of tiny
with a little ramp, and you
top
just
of it.
Bloop, pop those suckers up there.
Don't
you heard it?
You heard it first on the Realty Ruckus.
It's on video.
Don't go out there and start doing that. All right, let's talk about some of the events we have coming up. As you are viewing, make sure that you are putting these in your calendar and you're RSVPing, because we have some really good ones on the way.
That's right. I dropped a few of them in the comments. You can see the Eventbrites for those. But coming up this coming Monday, if you're a realtor or enrolled in classes and you really want to know what Team WPR is all about, really experience our vision, our culture, Team WPR is a perfect place to do that. It's the Team WPR, March Summit. It's going to be this coming Monday at Valero Title in the Galleria. Doors open at 8. Guys, we get served breakfast, lunch. We get door prizes, giveaways, on top of motivational speeches, getting to see top producers, training. I mean, we have it all, literally all.
Yeah, it's a really cool event. It gives you an opportunity to really see the inside of the company. And we do allow realtors from other companies to come in and just feel the culture.
hang out.
Just
Come
hang
hang
out
out.
and feel the culture and understand why we're growing so rapidly.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
So reach out to me if you want a special invite to that, david@whitepickettrealty.com. And then the following week, it's the big one, guys, the Real Estate Rally. This is an all-around real estate industry happy hour. In 2017, we had 350 plus attendees, free beer all night, free food while it lasts, and like I said, close to 400 people to network with. This is the way to start building your business.
We
here.
have some amazing title sponsors for this year. So big shout out to them. Integrity Mortgage, Jet Lending, our big title sponsors for this year. They are really pushing forward the event to the point where we are going to maximize not only the space, but all the attendees that get there. There's going to be a point in this year, and I'm letting everyone know now that if you don't register up front, you may not be able to actually attend. So make sure you start RSVPing now for this.
Yeah, because they have a little room in the back, and we could try to rent it out, but it's sometimes taken. And if we can't, then you guys won't be able to make it in.
All right.
Anyways, a few days after that, we're actually having a happy hour specifically for new agents. It's our new agent happy hour, and it's hosted by Houston Breakthrough Realtors. This is for agents or people that are enrolled in their classes who just need some guidance in the industry. A lot of times, once you get that license or you've just passed your exam, it's like, whoa, what do I do from here?
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about that. We're actually going to be masterminding about what are the best options for you in your first year of real estate, and you'll have a few drinks on us.
Absolutely. That's a really cool event because we get a chance to actually exchange information with one another. So I believe the topic of this upcoming one is generating leads. If you are getting into the business or maybe just started in the business, that's pretty much one of the hardest things you have to start learning how to do.
Yeah.
And what better way to learn than from other people around you who are already doing it and exchanging some ideas and leaving this event not only feeling good because you had a beer or two and hung out,
That's
but
right.
also with a lot of information to help your business grow.
Definitely. So come out. I did drop that. That one is on Houston Real Estate Events, and I dropped the event right below as well. And another class that we're actually hosting this month, and it's already running out of seats. I don't know if we're going to have enough spots, is the Digital Marketing for Realtors class. And that's going to be March 22nd. It's lunch and learn style. The location is going to be determined because we're running out of space, so we might actually need a larger venue, so keep an eye out for that location. But again, that's March 22nd, and that's Digital Marketing for Realtors. Come learn the tips and tricks that we're putting at work here in our brokerage.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that's it for today's show. Don't forget that we are on every Tuesday and Thursday from 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Don't forget to keep up your ruckus, and we will see you next time.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.